And I know I've said it a couple of times, but teams in the APAC region, obviously, doing his best to open up the pressure. They've still not forced him out. There's some of these keepers buying himself a bit of safety, but where can he go? What can he do? There's a trade out. Noah does get one, but speaking to be done, Mowgli's prepped up on the door, but look how empty B is. They can just try and move in towards the site. The players have entirely forgone it. They're going to see if they can try and find the swing out fight elsewhere, and Reaps gets Doom on the back, but in the meantime, they've taken over the site itself. Here, Demo. They're going to go for the plant. There needs to be some pressure from Weibo. Just have a response towards what is otherwise an entirely unknown take. There's a very scrappy fight that goes away from them. A 2 versus 3. But as Savage slips his way out to the safety of Art Window, they're having to hop in and offer some support. He's down! And Reaps. He was our comparison at the start.
Let's go, let's go.
And he's setting the bar high with a triple.
Good. Very good.
Really good start for Weibo. Really good start. Obviously playing with that heavy denial in the early stages off.
Up yellow with some support coming from Arpe. They're going to see if they can maybe try and get a body, but almost a bit of a pinch. But now they know Clash is isolated. Joom can get Arpe on the cover. The Clash is just a sitting duck. And Turd alone in a 1 versus 5 with about a minute. And pretty much all the utilities. They haven't really used it, but at this point they can just try and charge down. Noah,
Nice.
all right. Starts across the top as it is. The blinds roll out. They peel back or not. You're expecting the anchor player on the back, but it's actually Mowgli that suffers a bit as Turd suffers back. It's back and forth, but Noah finds the end of the first player, and there's actually a rotate coming around the bottom of the rocket stairs. There's a Blackbeard under pressure, but Mowgli is the release valve. Takes the header for 1-2 bodies. They do have this man advantage. They have to try and play the trade on the sole players remaining above. He's doing his best, but he can't quite do enough. Mowgli is down, but Savage keeps pushing. Now it's split. Now it's Reaps alone. And a minute, again a minute, a cursed minute for Weibo to survive in a 1 versus 5.
Oh, Reaps. How have you got yourself into this then, buddy, eh? 1v5, DMR. Good for 1. That's it. Noah. Easy clean up.
But there was just so much pressure above getting that first body, and then the second.
Behind the shield, denying access to the ops door, the only way in. And oh dear, look at that. Speakeasy has had a tumble. The air jab came in, and Savage collects it.
Themselves up alongside the side of the site. Obviously, this is the place where things started in one direction, and Arpe is going to see if he can try and just get things leveled back up. But Savage is about to try and make a friend. There's the reveal and the you got to get out of here. Forced up the stairs to 4 versus 3. Almost a even hand as a sort of razor bloom pops onto 1, but Arpe pops the other way, gets the head of the shield off. Scream there. Keeps the pressure on. He's still got 1 in pocket as well. Adrian suffers the next little blow. More razor blooms, more problems, and well, more of that bleed out, that debuff that now exists. Mowgli took a step too far, and Hoven locked him out the office. And with only 6 seconds left, he's sprinting in with the pistol to a certain doom. Leveled up, but
You can see them all scattered around, and here we go. Ingo Savage popping the nade to get rid of the shield. He will, however, be slowed down, though, with that razor bloom. He's going to have to wait for a while until he gets his legs back.
oh, Noah and Doom find their cross, and that leaves Arpe in a bit of a sticky situation. Friends with a Blackbeard with a grenade, and no friends come to save his life. Arpe and Reaps get 1 apiece, but he has hit the floor, and the retake doesn't quite work. Reaps toe-to-toe with a Blackbeard who turns his back. It's a 2 versus 1. They're either side, though, and you can see the pings come out, but where does he go? There's a minute, and he's side. Try and take him by surprise round the side. Hit it immediately after the fire, and you can see he's repositioned once again. There's 1, but he can't quite get there.
Good shit, guys.
Good to that breach, but he's been picked off because of that.
Oh, I mean, he's a player that's all or nothing, right? We know what Reaps can do. We know what he's done for the roster, and we also know what Turd can do as well. Arpe out the building. Takes the head off of Adrian, and in a fell swoop, they've holding on towards green, waiting and hoping. Savage cuts himself against Ops. And Mowgli stuck on the stairs, and it's actually Doom. The surprise of Doom keeps perpetually punishing teams that go against him. A balance swap, a 4 to 3 to 2. And with 30 seconds, they can start trying to hunt down the last.
Oh, he's been spotted. Turd. They know where he is, and the only way he can go is to try and fight them. That's not going to happen. And a 1v3 for Hoven, who he's getting lit up in the middle of the bomb site. Looking towards the hatch, trying to cover up some of the holes from above him. But with 10 seconds, you can see Secret now starting to slowly inch their way. And Hoven has a peek, fires an impact. They need to try and find him. Secret. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, a down. Oh! No way! Hoven!
Come on.
How?
Deadly quick tempo song. Couldn't have had less, but enough. We saw a man pull off a clutch they right about in store.
4-2. Jum. Now that is a sneaky position. Thrown inside the lobby. Reception? Jum, is that a new job for you? The receptionist? Is that what we're calling him? Making the holes in towards the site, and just bear in mind who has the diffuser. Speak easy on that Ossa. So ideally he wants to get himself into position where he can place the shield and then simply go for the plant. Noah, big old pick. That's the art player dead, who we know is great at cutting out the rotations.
Just drove in from the open breach to 2 versus 1. Suddenly, they've been able to get themselves back round, but they don't have the kit. And that's that main problem with 14 seconds and Savage putting themselves in the 1 versus 1. The C4 over the top almost does enough, but round the side of the Kiba, around the back of the plant. Savage, he's got himself close, but he holds it perfectly. Well practiced. 2 seconds, 1 second. Just has to sprint the divide, and he can get there in time. Savage clutches it out for Secret. Way is one that is watched by a man who's more than happy to let the drone do all of the work. Here's the fight above. Hoven does get verticality, but he expects the swing to come through from Doom. He's not stupid. He knows what he's up against, and Reaps is up against Savage, pushes him down and drives in, but finding Speakeasy, finding the shield of the man with the kit once again. They have a man advantage, but it doesn't matter when the play comes out at that time. Hoven with the drop shot rocks Doom's world. And now in a world of a place of going for the plant, but do they have the cover? That's exactly it. The man's on the drone. He stops the plant. Can they hold F in time? It has to be the perfect drive forward. Watched either side, swung either way. It's a 3 versus nobody.
As we know, clearing out this top floor, that's the tricky thing for this site. It's C4. And 2 bodies also running at Reaps, but that's good information, knowing that they're trying to retake in towards green.
Noah's able to find Turd in the meantime, though, and it's sort of just a perfect use of utility, and that's a perfect response to it. Fine. Use the C4 to cover at least the rotate and the escape. The grenade pops 1, but Savage gets 1 back, and here, Mowgli still holds on to Skybridge, still holds on to the stretch, and they expected it! And even then, he arrives all the same. 4 versus 2. Speakeasy's gonna bleed his way up into the engagement, gets the body. And now from this, a 3 versus 1. Reaps. He's all that's left, and he almost pulled off this same sort of clutch before. He almost made things happen on a previous engagement. They're not even offering it to him, Demo. They know the stakes, and they're not hungry. 5-4. 5-4 time, but there's time to waste. And time, that eternal problem, is something that Mowgli's going to speed up a little. There goes your vertical player. There goes the man trying to clear the electrics off the wall. And now, where do you go? What do you do? What do you try and drive through? It's Turd. Wants to slip his way up the stairs itself. Isn't going to entirely throw himself into Savage, but at some point he's got to do something. As RP goes down, more smoke to drive over shield. It's just under absolute hell. But the pinch does get at least 1. They have some tentative control and an engagement that goes Hoven's way. Said it many times, Weibo. They're a team that can be pushed away and just come right back like elastic.
However, we still have the Tachanka. Adrian has his shield intact, and he can just start flaming out that door. They're going to have to go elsewhere.
Mowgli's tucked on the default as well, so it's a quick rotate. It's a 30 seconds left rotate. Speakeasy shows his side to 1 and picked up from the other, but Hoven does get Adrian, and Doom gets 1 back with a blitz. Can't get any further.
Still, though, there are roamers that you have to worry about, mainly being Doom, who is currently up in Mez. Noah's just take a bit of a dander upstairs, being able to
Fuller's take, more of a bingo card than anything, but it has to come out together at some point, doesn't it? Reeps. Actually, June wants to try and get in close and personal, but now they know he's up there. Maybe we hit sight.
Noah being able to pick up one, but a minute left, and they're trying to knock onto the door, but there's no real denial. Noah going crazy, but he does get traded out. Now a 2v2. Joom's been able to come back in sight. They still have Adrian. Does he have any echoes, though?
This is that question we posed before. It's the sort of response to the IQ's job, but Turd, in the meantime, drops Joom, leaves just Adrian alone. He has 2 impacts, but they have 30 seconds, and he has one downed. He almost finds the side of the second. They know he's putting the pressure. The long throw doesn't quite net the player, but the player gets him right back. Turd.
Let's win this shit, guys. Come on.
His vision will be blocked, and an early smoke.
That's fine. That's sort of just bringing the utility out, but the C4. Oh, no! Couldn't have been further away for it to be the truth, but the truth might be that we're hurtling towards map 2 here.
To try and hold in towards the top floor. I mean, Turd's in, and yes, he may be able to get the kill, but this isn't the issue, Emmy. He gets the one, but everyone else can just come back and get him. I mean, Turd's tried to make the play, but even if he was in that position, you need Reets with a diffuser to get the plant down.
Yeah, a gambit that unfortunately hasn't quite paid off, and as Noah puts it into the 4 versus 1, Hoven, he's at some big moments, but it just seems like there's a little bit too much to pass with a C4 end. Secret. Almost. Now, though you have your belief competing here for the chance at progressing along the boards, but still, they put
Down goes Ape, that's the Nomad gone, so flanks now, potentially. Could come in for Secret, and a big old smoke to try and bat them back. Mowgli's just swung the window, I believe, and picked up a kill.
lungs of smoke, and will be forced further back, but as you said, a false start, and unfortunately, he's sort of looking at the timer and going, okay, move on, move on. And 5 versus 2. Turd's in on passport. He's going to drive himself into seating, but just gets caught out. Speakeasy now, all that's left. Finds 1 for the trouble, but they're outside and all around. Gets 2, gets no more. Secret starters, they mean to continue aggressively. But well, it's Noah, and he was the MVP of the first map. He got himself off to a decent start here, but not this round. Great shot from Reeps.
Great. Not really interested in these, this time around. Stemming it more from break. That's where they want to try and get their shield in, and that's what they've done successfully. In goes Speakeasy. Joom still put up a fight, though, been able to take out Hoven. And speaking of the shield, Mowgli gets caught out. Speakeasy wins that engagement.
It was scrappy, and this could be the punch in the back. Joom, a second too late to the party, but able to pop himself 1. Adrian, a 1 versus 2. Not a lot of health, but he's going to keep himself a great. Oh no!
Good job, good job.
Absolutely disappeared from them in the first map, but
good night.
Perfect timing there from Joom. Went fishing and caught a big one of Blackbeard.
Yeah, one of the shields is gone. Still a second, though, as Ape's trying to make a bit of pressure. The plant is going to go down from Speakeasy. Almost. A kill comes in from downstairs, but that doesn't really matter as diffusers went down. However, the numbers is very firmly in Secret's advantage.
This is it, right? They've tucked themselves in, got the plant. He's sitting in a smoke, and it's a triple kill for Joom. He gets 1. Oh, he can't find the next. That was... like a horror film at one point.
Jack the Ripper coming out of the fog.
In that position. Instead, let's go for the pressure elsewhere. Bait them in. There's the roll and a quick idea on towards Sandwich, and he's going to move behind it. But Adrian, where is he? Not enough. They're in. They're off to the site, and they're going to see if they can plant it. Joom, he's trying to scream his way up a staircase in towards Arpe, but in the meantime, they can't quite get the kit cemented. The team show up and get put back down. Blow for blow, body for body. Speakeasy cannot secure it, but he needs support. He needs a friend. He needs to be able to cement one of these kills. Either side gets 1, gets 2. Fell like a sack of potatoes in a single 1 versus 1 with just leftover players offering some support, and it's the end for Secret.
Over here, and then you hit the trigger.
Had the lineup for a second, but Savage was a split faster. And he tries to lean into the next engagement, but they've been able to remove Hoven. They've got rid of the hard breach, and there's the follow-through on towards the shield. The 5 versus 3. Third suffers next from the top ropes. The 5 versus 2 is traded out. But they know exactly where he is. They knew where the kit was, and they know that they can sort of peel.
And wait until you hear that diffuser start to be planted.
Well, there's the player, the smoke, so Adrian steps up to see if he can try and get a response for it, and
yeah, there it is.
Doesn't even need the glasses. It's the lockdown, it's the surround, and it's the sound of Secret.
You see Mowgli, obviously in catwalk kind of position, very aggressive and get pinched quite easily. You've got break door to your left, you've got the catwalk window to your right, but he has got the support. Noah again in that same position. They just love to play him, but a flurry of kills, and it's all coming up Team Secret. Noah, wow, with that Scorpion letting it sing. And a big C4 to finish it off. The big fish, that's what we call that.
Rise, starting to threaten Weibo, starting to threaten their continued route. Secret are feeling more and more upbeat. Happy minute, not always the happenstance. We've happened to find ourselves stanced and posed in, but can't even get the catch on towards the close player. There's still one tuck behind him though, and they're winning out. They went a step too far and pulled themselves back. Hoven's able to find a 2-piece amongst it, but now there's only 2 pieces left for Secret to bite down upon another drop. Doesn't quite rock it. Adrian is down 30 seconds, and well, they're instead going to try and push. Keep the pressure on Speakeasy, keep the pressure on the Clash themselves. Don't turn away. Make sure they feel it, and that is the divide, slightly wider. That's the distance, slightly further. And that's the round. The man with the kit on the far side, but doesn't mean they can't suddenly alert if they can get a free pick inside here. Turd gets Mowgli. Oh, Joom gets Speakeasy, and well, there's that kit, there's that sight, and there's now that pressure. They're watching above, but they cover the smoke. Has to drop, caught by the window. A great hold. They were prepared for it, Demo. They were ready. They were wrapped around, and now there's at least one more in their favor, but a post plant right by the window, Demo.
It's that opportunity spotting again for Secret that has worked so well. They see an opportunity to get an easy pick, unresponsive from Weibo, and then once they're in the bomb site and that diffuser goes down, never in doubt in a 2v3 now. They just have to hold that diffuser as best as they can.
Hoven's able to get one from above, levels things up, but this is the problem. As soon as you go for it, I mean, you can try and long arm, but they've got fire to pop down, and Arpe,
yeah, there we go.
That's it. He cannot get his hands on that in time without being dropped. At this point, the timer will tick over. Does get one more for his trouble, but that 1 versus 1, that extra kill isn't the problem, Demo. It's that big, glaring.
Toss to Adrian, who'll be coming in through the archives door, and to top it off, Savage on the glads to smoke it out and pick up these kills.
Well, they're in, they're off, they're going for the plant. Speakeasy's trying to read it over, and Joom is able to find the first, the Clash. He's spraying on the wrong side, and Reaps up top can't quite find the man with the blitz shield on his back. Arpe does get a kill with the punch, but it's a post plant. 3 versus 4, but the Clash could be big. Drives up to the door, forces them to have to try and go a bit wider. Reaps is on the kit. Reaps is getting it slowed down, but he's caught by Savage. Swings round for a double, a 2 versus 2. But the Clash still stands, still burns electricity, so they have to drive themselves in. The cover from the top rope. They can't make it in time. There's one of 4.
Was the issue that Secret did not take into consideration, and that's what they could not get.
Try and do the distance, and I said not a rush, but he's instantly found one. The impact will hit. He can't quite get the kill. Behind you is Mowgli, and Mowgli pulls Reaps out, sprays onto the next, slip via fountain, but Turd with a massively important trade. Some problems, but Arpe's busy on the other side, on the other sort of angle, and there's the spray through. Turd suffers next, but Hoven's actually the one to be able to get rid of Joom. That's that kit cold. And at this point, it's just trying to find a pick here for the side of Secret. Doubled up on the verticality, but Savage goes down inside the sights. They've got to win this engagement, and well, as Turd locks in Savage, Noah's able to at least get that verticality, but a 3 versus 2, no kit, 50 seconds. Okay.
Joom wandering off with a kit was very surprising. Oh dear, Hoven has been...
As soon as they either take that camera out or go for the kit itself, they know when they need to impact. And there it is, as I said it. The cam had the watch, they had the player, and now, oh, they have the revenge. A 1 versus 1 Noah. I said it before, was the MVP of the first map. He's going to tuck himself for the plant, and Arpe can read this perfectly with his gadgetry. 3 seconds. Just going to play with the shotgun, and played it perfectly. That's 2. Halfway there. 1 round at a time. Not done yet.
Now this is an interesting game. Secret have been stalled out. Timeout is still available, don't forget, for Twister.
He's curious about finding the fight on towards the watch, but as the Ella gets tracked, it's a close fight with a shotgun as Mowgli covers the distance and gives them that 1 step ahead. Reaps, though, responds loudly. Swings onto Adrian, swings onto Savage. Takes the pair of them down for his 3rd. We know what he's capable of, and now's the time to prove it, but Noah has the proof just as underlined. It's the swing on 90s, hoping for the 4th, and he just can't find the Taylor. Doom gets the down. Finally gets the confirm. Noah alone in a 1 versus 3. Has the track on Reaps, calls him out. You want the ace, you've got to come and get it, but Turd has the cover. 3 of 4 demos. Control. And towards top east and across the walkway.
Oh, Hoven, wrong time to make that approach. Juma's beheaded him. Down has happened on to Mowgli, but nobody has followed up, so still potential for the recover. Turd stuck in the corner. There's a Blackbeard on the other side of the wall to him. Needs to be careful, and Weibo, I think, are trying to get some picks back. They're trying to go aggressive, but Secret are ready for it.
5 versus 3. They've got Mowgli back up, and now C4 ripped and ready to go, but in the meantime, fights are happening. Down short, down long. It's pressure that's about to swing right up to the player. Mowgli and Adrian, 1 apiece, leaves just 1 alone. Oh, they can't make it happen. APAC and SI cannot find the secrets to making main stage as Weibo fall the last dance.